Take this center cap off if you have one. Just get a pry bar or a screwdriver, just pry it off. Take a 22mm socket and take the lug nuts off. Take the wheel off. Underneath the suspension, you need to support, so use some type of a pull jack or screw jack, or even a jack stand. If you lower it off, you want to take the tension off the shock itself. Take a 14mm wrench and you're going to go on the top of the shock, take that nut off, but this piece is going to spin, so you need to use some kind of wrench here if you can find a wrench that fits. It's got to be a little bit skinnier, or you can use some locking pliers. There we go. It also would help to use a ratchet wrench as well. Make sure there's no tension there as you take the nut off. Otherwise, you gotta raise up on that lower suspension. Off. There's the nut, and a washer, and a bushing. Take this nut off, use an 18mm socket. Now we can grab the shock and just slide it off, slide it out, and slide it down. Before we install this, you just want to compress it all the way in and let it expand, and do this 3 times. Now take one of the washers, slide it on right there, slide the bushing on like that. Now you can take the shock, slide it in position, slide down first, and then up, and slide it over this pin. Now put the nut on, and torque this nut to 59 foot-pounds. Now on the top, just make sure the top of the shock is centered in the hole, and then take the new bushing with this side going down, and the washer, and the nut. Now I'm going to tighten the nut up. The nut on the new one is a 17mm, so use a 17mm socket or ratchet wrench. And then I'm just going to hold the top part of the shock from spinning. Now I'm going to finish up with tightening it with a wrench, and just do the best you can. You want to torque this to 30 foot-pounds. If you're having trouble with the shock spinning, you can use a strap tool like this. It just wraps around and just prevents it from spinning. It works pretty well. Now you can remove this support underneath the suspension. Put the tire back on. Put the lug nuts on. Now we're going to torque these lug nuts down to 148 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. And just go around again, double check. Take the center cap, slide it in position, tap it on. You can use a rubber mallet.